everybody, my name is Kennedy and I'll be showing you how to make air dry clay with only a couple simple ingredients. So first, you're just going to need some flour, any kind of flour. I got some all-purpose flour, but you could just use any flour. Then you need some salt. You could use table salt or kosher salt, it doesn't really matter. Then you're just going to need a little bit of water, a spoon, and a bowl. So first, I'm going to take this, and then I'm going to pour, this is about a third cup, so I'm going to take my flour, move this stuff to the side, take flour, and pour about a third cup in here. You don't have to pour this much, but I'm only going to be making a little bit, so I'm making a mess. Anyway, so it's about a third cup, so pour in my bowl. And then I'm going to take my spoon and pour about a tablespoon of salt.
This is kosher salt. Let me turn this thing around. There we go. Take a tablespoon of salt, about that much, and pour it in. And then you just want to mix it up really good. And so now, you just want to gather up the mixture.
Pour just a little tiny bit of water. So you don't want to pour too much or it's going to be a little pasty. So you just want to pour a little bit, just like a couple drops, a little more than that, but see, I just poured a little bit of water, and you just want to stir it up. And even though it's not going to come together right away, because you just got to pour little by little at a time, because if you pour too much at once, then it's just going to get really pasty, and it's going to be really hard to get it back to get it back thick. So it's starting to clump a little bit, but not very much. So I'm going to pour it. See right here, it's clumping a little on my spoon. But now I'm just going to pour a little bit more.
And so you want to pour a little less than a tablespoon each time you pour it. So now it's starting to come together a little more, it's starting to clump a little bit. So now I'm going to pour, see it's starting to stick to my spoon. So now I'm just going to pour a little bit more. Like a little less than a tablespoon. So now it's starting to form a little bit. And it's starting to get thicker and thicker every time I pour more water in there. So this is like pretty thick. But there's still some flour that needs to be like clumped up. So this might be my, I'm going to pour a little bit more. Oops, this one. And just a little bit. If you pour too much, you can always just add more flour.
This might be I'm going to pour a little bit more. Oops, this one. And just a little bit. If you pour too much, you can always just add more flour and salt. But it'll be a little harder to get it back to its original state, because I remember I did this and I poured too much water, and so it got really pasty and it was hard to get it back to like thick, so I had to start over. So now, as you can see, it's turning to this big clump, but it's a little too dry to be clay. So once you see it looking like this, you just pick it up from the bowl and just start kneading it with your hands. It is kind of sticky at first, but once you knead it, it'll get less and less sticky, because you just want to mix in the salt really good with the flour. So as you can see, it's pretty sticky, and you can, if you think it's too sticky, then you can add more flour, but you just want to keep kneading it and get like any lumps out, because I know flour likes to clump up and stuff, so just by kneading it you can get out all the lumps and make it pretty smooth. And so yeah, so I added a little more flour to this, and obviously it's like less sticky than last time. It still is sticky, but it's less than before. But if you keep kneading it, soon it's going to start to become smoother and not as lumpy, and then not as sticky, and you could just use it to like mold stuff, make charms, or really do whatever you want. So you can either, when you mold it, you can either use it to air dry, or you can put it in the fridge if you want it to dry faster, because if you put less salt, then it won't dry as fast. But if you put like as much salt, and if you put as flour, then it'll dry a lot faster. But I didn't put as much salt, so I'm probably going to put mine in the fridge so that it'll dry faster. But yeah, so And I also want to say that if you are done with your clay, like this is done, and if you're trying to mold something, but then your hands, it's really sticky, and if you're trying to mold something, but it's so sticky that it won't let you mold it, if you just get some lotion, any kind of lotion, I just have this Vaseline, and then you just put it on your hands, rub it in, and then once you start using the clay, it doesn't stick to your hands anymore. And so you can mold it without having the problem of having it stick to your fingers. So you just don't like it and it's like sticking to your fingers and it's not making the shape you want, just grab some lotion, put it on your hands, and then, yeah, so that's it. Please like, comment, and subscribe below.